This is the fastest payout I have received so far from Naira Trader. I placed a withdrawal of 20,000 Naira in a 200,000 Naira challenge account, and in less than 3 hours, I received my payout. So in this video, I'm going to give you a precise analysis on how I traded gold and how I passed my funded Naira Trader account and I was paid before 3 hours. I started my trading with the 30 minutes time frame, and what I can see was just a downtrend structure of which I applied my basic trading model, of which I will just outline my most recent high and low using horizontal ray. So just by using my horizontal ray, I identified my most recent high and most recent low. And mainly looking at this, I know you might have the mindset of, okay, we are in a downtrend structure, let me start to sell. No. Now, I normally advise you should understand when to sell and buy, mostly when you are in a massive sell like this. So I usually apply my structure, supply and demand, whereby I divide my most recent high and low into two places and buy from the demand level and sell from the supply level, just like this. So with what I saw in the 30 minutes time frame regarding the fact that price is currently in the downtrend structure, I took advantage of price reaching out to the supply zone. So what I mean is this: instead of selling from here, I said I should buy from here. Now, the reason is this: I am a day trader, I'm not a swing trader. So I don't have the time in the world to sit down and wait for the chart. All I have to do is look for an entry in my London section, which is my trading window, and trade. Irrespective of the price movement, getting an entry in my trading window is just all I care about. Okay, so I don't have the time to wait for price to get to the supply zone, because that might be the New York section or the exchange, which is not my trading window. So I have to look for an entry as fast as possible. So what I did was I went to my entry time frame, which is the 5 minutes, to spot a point of interest, for me to spot a point of interest where I can just take my trade from. So let's go to the 5 minutes and see what I'm talking about. Getting to my 5 minutes time frame, I spotted a liquidity generated by the Asian section. So what I mean is this: so this was a liquidity that reversed the price, and also this is also a liquidity. So banking on these two liquidity alone is enough for me in my entry model, is enough for me to get a clear entry in price. So I was looking forward to buy from this trend line liquidity. Okay, so mind you, I am not buying for an all-time high. I am just taking 100 pips or 200 pips from the market. I usually use a 1 risk to 2, which is I use 50 pips stop loss and a 100 pips take profit. So all I just had to do was to wait for price to get to my trend line. I look for an entry and I buy all the way to the supply zone. Okay, so I waited for price to get to the trend line. So price dangled a little bit, but finally got to the trend line. So the first time the price got to the trend line, my entry criteria wasn't met, so I waited longer. Price keep on doing its thing. I was still waiting till the price sold back to the zone, and at this point my confluences was already being met. So what I just did was I just have to take my trade, like I said, set my stop loss 50 pips and my take profit 100 pips. once I got my entry, I sent the signal to my community, and in less than 30 minutes, we smashed full TP 100 pips, and I believe the price later moved over 200 pips also. What I did here was just applying basic market structure, identifying your most recent high and low, either your higher high or higher low regarding the structure you are trading, then applying supply and demand, structure supply and demand, using a trendline liquidity as my point of interest for my entry. Okay, so doing this, I ended up making over 27,000 naira on my 200k funded naira profile, of which I got my payout on. So if you have any question regarding this my trading model, you can ask in the comment section. I'll be there to answer it.